In this video, we take a detailed look at the DigiSender TV launcher designed for Android set-top boxes and Android TV devices. When you first install the launcher, this is the screen you'll see. Along the top row here, we have our 10-day weather forecast, and we can scroll through, and each one of these cards, these weather cards, can be clicked to access full details on the weather for a particular day. You can choose how the weather is opened in a conventional browser or using the launcher itself. And here we can scroll down and see a lot more information about the weather on that particular day. I just simply click the backup button to exit from that and take a look at the next row. Our favourites is something that we can customise, and upon first install it will recognise any Google app that is already installed on your box and display them here. If you want to modify what appears here, simply long click on the icon and that accesses all your settings details associated with that particular app. And from here we can select remove from favourites. So let's do that to that particular app. On this row here we get a mixture of video feeds and news articles, and that's customised to your region, your language setting, as well as your selection within the YouTube menu. So if we wanted to customise how this row appears, we simply scroll to the top and access our settings by clicking the DigiSender logo. If you then move down to news and videos, we can access it in there. But I'm going to go through the menu system in detail towards the end of this video. So if we continue along here, you'll see that we have something in the region of 10 news feeds and around 20 video feeds. So let's take a look at what happens when we start to click these. Firstly, you'll see that each one is identified with an icon in the center. This one is a news article, this one here is a video article. Let's go with a video article. Let's click that one there, and that asks us how we want to open that. Now, being a YouTube video, it asks us if we want to play that within the TV launcher or play it within a YouTube app or a browser. You can choose how you want to play that. If you choose to play it within DigiSender TV launcher, you may find an improvement because of some of the work we've done with remote control handsets. So let's click that. That will open up our YouTube web service, and there we're now watching a YouTube video. If I back up out of that now by clicking the backup button and scroll along to something else, scroll through here and you'll see the mix is around 2 videos to every 1 news article, and they keep populating up to a maximum of around 30 if I just keep scrolling along. Okay, so this next row that we have here, this is our most used, and this populates automatically. In actual fact, you've got no control over what appears here. It's like your recently used, most popular used. We simply use an algorithm within the app which learns your most popular apps that you choose to use. And that takes us on to a very important point, which is at the top here. This is where we access our apps tray. So any apps that you've got on your box, you'll see that icon at the top there, clearly marked apps. Let's click on that. This now opens up your full apps tray. This is every app that is loaded on your particular box. And so the more we start to use these apps, the less likely there is the need for you to enter into this section here. So let's exit out of there by pressing the back button, and that reveals our home screen again. When we access our inputs, any device along this row that is recognized as mass storage or SD card storage will provide additional options when you click them. No matter where you see one of your apps displayed, here in the favorites row, the most used, or the apps tray at the top, if you long press on any app, you get a selection of options. Let's long press on this app here, and you can see that we can just open it up. Gives us some application info there. Because I've clicked it on the favorites row, it gives me the option to remove it from the favorites. This is a pretty clever commercial feature, startup. You may want a particular app to start up when your device is switched on. Examples of that are digital signage, or if you've got a music player running, anything like that, more in a commercial environment than a home environment. You can also uninstall a particular app, or in this case, as we want to do here, just cancel and go back. Now you can do that no matter where the app appears. It can be in the app tray, it can be in the most used. Long press on that app icon to bring up those options. In the next half of this video, we'll take a look now at the settings and how that's accessed and what it provides us by clicking the DigiSender logo in the top left-hand corner. The first item we see in the menu is clock. So let's go in now, and we'll be visiting each one of these. In the clock, we can choose how we want the clock to appear on the main screen. We can switch it off, or we can choose the type of clock that we want displayed. So let's switch it on and change that. If we now go back to the home screen by simply clicking the back button, we can see that our clock has now changed in the top right hand corner. Within this category, we can customize the content on your home screen. This increasingly applies to news, video, and even advertising content that you may see on your home screen. Within the weather, we can choose how the weather appears on our home screen. This adjusts the icon in the top, so let's just switch that off and then go back to the home screen to show you how that looks. There you can see that weather icon is now missing in the top. We'll go back in and switch it back on and change a few other settings. Here is where we switch off our 10-day weather forecast, so let's do exactly that. Go back to the home screen, and you can see we no longer have our 10-day weather forecast. Here you have the option to select automatic weather update. But if you wish to choose another location, you can go into this section and start to enter any particular town that you wish. So we're going to enter our local town here. Because there are a number of Hastings around the world, we have to suffix this with UK. Now back up, navigate to our OK button, and that's now correctly set our location to Hastings. We can see that instantly on the home screen. You'll see in the top left, we're now set to Hastings. You can click any one of the weather cards and that will open the weather for that particular day. If you want to change how the temperature is displayed. That's done with this setting here. And there, back on the home screen, we can see that changes to Fahrenheit. The next settings category we'll look at is appearance, and we're adding a number of clever features in this section here. Firstly, of course, you can select a different wallpaper, and we've shown how to do that in the first video, and there I've selected a different wallpaper. We see it when we back up to the home screen instantly. But more importantly, we've added smoother and easier to see navigation as you scroll across on the big screen. And you may be viewing this on a large screen TV. So let's do some things that help us. We'll switch on dim non-selected apps, and we'll also keep that border. What we now see is a light border around each one of the highlighted cards, as well as a dimming effect on those apps which are not selected. It makes for much easier navigation on the big screen. XDS consoles allow you to create bidirectional broadcasting using USB camera or HDMI video sources. You can choose to broadcast between two XDS devices, either over your local LAN or over the internet. Within the FAQ section, you can see a whole host of questions we're asked through our help support section. Finally, when navigating back to the home screen, always remember a single press on the back button, and if you've watched a series of YouTube videos, a single long press on the back button returns you back to your launcher home screen.